Hiya lovelies, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Linz. So we are going to be making chicken curry today, all done in the air fryer except for the rice. So I am going to not babble on too much and bring this down and show you first what's going on. So I am going to be using my 1.8 litre IKEA dish today. Now this is just optional, you don't have to use this, you can do this straight into the drawer if you want. I picked up some of these silicone things just off Amazon, and that is only really just to protect the bottom of the basket or the bottom of the air fryer drawer from scraping it with any of that glass. So that is going straight in to the air fryer basket. Bring this over a little bit. Then I am just going to add a little bit of vegetable oil into there. Now, as I said, do this directly into your drawer if you want to. I am going to say you might want to be prepared for, as with cooking any type of curry at all, you will get a curry smell throughout the house afterwards. But I didn't find any problems when I done one last week with it lingering for the rest of the food. So I just prefer to use the glass container where I can. That's just a matter of preference. So that there was one onion, and that's just been diced up. I'll just show you. And I'm just going to give that, make sure them onions are coated in that oil. And I'm going to add a tiny little bit of salt. Now that helps to bring out a little bit of the moisture of the onions, but I think it also just brings the flavour out a little bit more. So that there is going now into drawer one. We'll bring this up, and then I'm going to bring this back down and show you how I prepared my chicken. So I am just putting that onto drawer one. I'm going to put it on max crisp, so that's 240 Celsius, or the highest, should I say, your air fryer will go. Again, I will try and put things like Fahrenheit up on the screen. And that is going in there for 5 minutes, and we're just going to press start. Now I'm going to show you how I prepared my chicken. So this here was 2 chicken breasts. Then I have 2 cloves of crushed garlic. I had half a teaspoon of ground ginger. And then I have 1 teaspoon of the curry powder I'm going to be using today. So whichever curry powder you prefer, this will work with. So I done this a couple of hours ago and left it kind of covered over. Make sure you cover it when you put it into the fridge, because otherwise everything will taste like garlic, ginger and curry powder, and you don't want that. So I've had this covered in the fridge for, I'd say, a couple of hours. If you can do it the night before, then yeah, that kind of works. Now along with that then, I have just a glass jug here. Inside I have 1 chicken stock cube. Now I am going to be adding into this 2 tablespoons, they don't have to be level, of my chosen curry powder. I really do like this one. And I am just going to pop over quickly and put 400 ml of hot water into this just to dissolve it down. And then we'll come back and hopefully the onions will be done by then. So the onions have just finished their 5 minutes, and I'll bring these down so hopefully you can see. They're not particularly brown or anything like that. There's a few of them that have got a little bit of a touch, but nothing major, which is perfect. Now, in with our chicken mix, we're going to pop all that directly into there. Just space it out, doesn't have to be any sort of like spacing or anything between it. So that's that. This is going to go back in now to the air fryer. Again, drawer one, max crisp, and we're going to do that again for 5 minutes. Now I have mixed up my curry powder of choice, my stock, and I've also added in there, with this one anyway, 1 teaspoon of sugar. Now that might sound a little bit odd, but sometimes when you're using things like garlic especially, you can get a sort of a bit of a bitter taste, and that will just help neutralize that. Now I just want to show you this as well, lovelies. In this bag here I have some corn flour, and I am going to be adding 3½ tablespoons. They don't have to be perfectly level. So roughly that, and then just a tiny little bit of, now it has to be cold water in with this. So where it comes up to on the whatever container you're using, you just literally want to sort of cover that. I can't see, sorry. You just literally want to cover that with a little bit of cold water. And I will show you why and explain why when we come back in a minute. Okay, so that chicken has done its 5 minutes. I'll try and get you in as close as I can. You can just see that. Now I'm adding, this is optional, but I am adding, just using sort of like a dessert spoon. So approximately a good tablespoon of tomato puree there, and that is going straight into that. You just give it a mix around. You can add tomatoes themselves as well. Don't worry that that chicken isn't completely browned off. The rest of the cooking is going to cook it completely. So that is that. Next up then, I have here 1 breakfast bowl full, and this is just a really, really cheap mixed vegetables. So there's carrots, peas, green beans and sweet corn in there. So we're getting some veg in too. Again, any vegetables you like. I know a lot of people like things like mushrooms, peppers, that kind of thing. That will do. Then we are going to just give this a quick stir, which is our mix we made up. And this is going to go in. Just give that another little bit of a stir. Now, where I've simplified this recipe rather than having to do it at the end, is I am going to be adding in what's classed as my corn flour slurry. So that was the corn flour we put into this glass here with a tiny little bit of cold water. And I'm pouring that directly in there. Now, you can do that at the end either, but what I find happens is that cooks through the flour a little bit better, so you're not getting a floury taste. Now, that won't automatically thicken, but what it will do is while it's cooking, it will thicken up. So trust the process and have fun doing it, because, you know, cooking should be fun as well, I think. Otherwise, it just gets to a point where we kind of feel like slaves in our kitchen. So now that is going back in here. I am going on to drawer 1 onto air fry. I'm bringing that down to 180, and that there is going to cook away nicely for ½ an hour. Now you can check it halfway through and give it a wee bit of a stir, which I will do, but I won't bring it back for that because I don't want to be making these videos too long for you lovelies, because time's precious, I know that, and I'm just grateful that you spend as much time as you do with me in the kitchen. So we're going to start that. Now for my rice, I would normally do it in the Instant Pot, but today I am being a bit lazy and I have some boil in the bag stuff I'm just going to do on top of the hob. So there's no point in me showing you that bit, but I'm going to come back to you now when this is finished and we'll get a look. Now lovelies, this has finished, so we're going to take it out. I'll bring this down and have a look. stir. And as you can see, that sauce has thickened up lovely. If you want to, you can do a temperature check just to see. I know that this is going to be absolutely fine, so I'm not going to do that. If you just need to do that for your own peace of mind, then go ahead. So I am going to plate this up now, and I will come back when it's done. Now, lovelies, I am plated up, and that there is my chicken curry without the rice, done in the air fryer. Please let me know down below if you plan on making this or something similar. This could be done with absolutely anything. You can even do it with just vegetables. But obviously your cooking time might be a little bit less there. But I know that this has actually saved me some time, because when I do it on sort of like the top of the hob or the stove, I would normally kind of leave it to sort of simmer away nicely and get all them tastes and flavours going for a couple of hours normally. That's just the way I do it. Obviously, there's going to be so many different types of curry powders and pastes and everything. Just experiment, have fun doing it. Once again, thank you so much for spending time with me. It really, really does mean the absolute world. You just all have me amazed at this stage. So stay safe, lovelies. Happy cooking, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.